Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make some gold flake artificial nails at home using items from the Dollar Tree and some things that you may already have. These are all the items that you're going to need for it. Some you can probably go without, like you don't need the UV lamp. You can just use a normal top coat. That's the only reason I used that one. You can also skip the whole acrylic system and just do a dip form instead. Those items you can also get from the Dollar Tree. You'll just mix the shimmering eyeshadow, which is what I use to make my color, and then you'll use like flour or baking soda and then use it as a dip wipe with the nail glue I got from Dollar Tree. And then I also got these artificial nail tips from the Dollar Tree. It came in an 80 pack and it's all assorted sizes. And they actually have a well and they're cut pretty well. You'll see those later. And then I got a 4-way nail buffer block to buff and shine my nails, as well as a wide board buffer, and I like the thicker one, so I got that one. They also had more of the manicure styles, the little bit smaller ones. And then this one also has one side coarser and one side of finer one, so that's really nice. And then these nail glues also comes with a nail stand, a poker to open them, and a funnel in case you need to transfer them or for whatever reason. I wasn't really quite sure. And then the gold flake nails is something that I just kind of scavenged. I saved it from the packaging of something I got earlier. And so I've just been trying to find ways that I can reuse things and make some fun nails on a budget. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So here is the 4-way nail buffer block that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's actually pretty nice. It has a few different types of grit on it. Here you'll see it has like different steps marked on it as well, so it's super beginner friendly. It'll give you which ones that you should use first and then last. If I have something bad to say about it, it would be that the super fine grit doesn't really have a lot of grit at all. Or maybe because I used some oil to super buff mine and make them really shiny and smooth that it may have taken away from the grit. But I didn't really notice anything, but the first few are really nice. So here I'm just going to start with step 1, the shape, and I'm just going to go and start from the corner to the free edge and just round them off, as well as use it on my natural nail to give it a nice little buff and take away the natural shine. And this step is super important because the number one reason for lifting is that there wasn't enough prep work done and that there may have been some leftover oils on the natural nail. So make sure you give your nail like a really good buff. Not too much because you don't want to ruin your natural nail, but make sure you at least get rid of the natural shine before you glue on those nail tips, and then we'll do it again after. Okay, so here are the nail tips and the glue from the Dollar Tree. The nail tips, it comes with 80, and they're already like slightly straight or coffin, and they do have a well, which is really nice for gluing and making sure that they're even with your natural nail. So here I'm just going to size them up. They aren't sorted out, and they also don't have numbers, so it did take me a quick minute, so I just fast forwarded to where I have them already laid out and it's nicely sized. And then I also have the glue out. It came with a holder, a funnel, and a little tack to open it for you. So here I'm just gonna glue them and attach them to my natural nail, making sure that I glue them properly, hold it down for 10 seconds so that they're secure, and that make sure your sizes fit perfectly from sidewall to sidewall. If they don't perfectly match your nail, that's okay, that's normal. We all have like different sizes. Just make sure you use a size bigger and then use your buffer and even it out until it perfectly matches your nail. If you use one that's too small and if you do like the slightest thing and put pressure on it, it's just gonna pop off because it doesn't fit your nail right. So just make sure you go one size larger and then just file down to what you need. Okay, so here I'm just taking the diamonds filer, using the grit side because I think it is better for shaping the nails. I'm trying to aim for a coffin ballerina shape. That's usually what I like to go for. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making sure my thumb and my index finger are on opposite sides so I have full complete control of the filer. And then I'm taking it and to achieve this like coffin shape, I need to make sure there's a little bit of a gap in between um, the sides, if that makes sense, so it's not crooked. And then I'm also going in and just reshaping the tip to make sure it's fully sharp, even though they are kind of pre-shaped. It's nice to make sure you got a nice like sharp edge. And I'm also going up and down to make sure that it's even on both sides. And I'm just going to do that for all 10 nails, making sure that they're even with each other, and I'm also going to trim them down to make sure that they're the same length. I think I already did it, but I just went in with some nail nippers. You can also just use like scissors and just make sure that they're all even and match them up. So here I'm just taking the diamond filer again and I am evening out the smile line that's left from the fake nail. It's a little bit higher than my natural nail, even though there is a well, it's better than no well. but there is still a little bit of a difference in height, so I'm just trying to even it out so they're all the same. And then after that, my nails will be all prepped for the acrylic. So here I'm just filling up my dapping dish with the monomer that I have. I'm using a number 8 Kolinsky brush. I think it works well. It's a good size. It's not too big, but it's not too small. And here is my acrylic powder that I made. I used some Mia Secret clear powder, and then I did use like this beige shimmery powder that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just shook it up in this jar, which I also got from the Dollar Tree. It came in a 3-pack for $1. And I'm just setting up everything, and then here I am trying to get a good bead. I wasn't quite sure how the mixture was going to be. I actually didn't swatch it at all or anything. This is me like live trying it for the first time. It's a little bit deeper in color than I anticipated, so if you're wanting a little bit of a lighter pigment, definitely don't use like the whole thing of the eyeshadow or whatever you want to use. They have a few different things you can use for makeup. I use the shimmery loose eyeshadow that they have. They also had it in pink and blue, which I definitely want to try later once I saw how pigmented this beige is. Yeah, so just watch me work and put on these beads and work through it. I'm going back in with the diamond filer on the coarse side to reshape the nails. I know that we already did it, but it is always nice to do it after the acrylic as well because some acrylic may have fallen into the sidewalls or the free edge. So you just want to reshape in it to make sure it's nice and crisp. And then we're also going to use that same filer and the buffer to shape and like make sure that they're all smooth. So I'm not going to be using an e-file. I wanted it to be very beginner friendly and just show you a way at home you can use it using these simple items. So both of these I did get from the Dollar Tree, and I think that it worked really well to smooth out the nails after. It was a really nice and easy process, so just stay tuned and see how it holds out. Here you'll also see me use the coarser side to shape in my nails and then use the medium fine side to buff my nails, and I just do that in like a circular up and down motion to make sure that they're all even and smooth. And then I'm going to go in with the 4-way buffer and get that nice shine going. And once I go in with the more finer sides of that buffing block, I use a cuticle oil and then I use the really fine buff to get a nice power buff in. It makes the nails like way more smooth. You're definitely going to notice a difference. If you don't have cuticle oil, you can use another type of oil that you have already, like olive oil, or if you have vitamin E oil, those can also be used on your cuticle and it's really good for your skin. So you can use things that you just already have at your place and just make sure that you utilize it. And you know, some of these tools you can reuse, like the artificial nail tips, the nail glue, the buffers if you have enough grit, and if you're using them on yourself you can totally reuse. It's just certain things that you'll have to get for a new time, but when you get them at the Dollar Tree, they're definitely a really good price. So these are definitely really good nails on a budget. I'm really happy with how they turned out. You guys are going to see at the end, and I'm definitely going to add that gold flake on my nail and show you guys how to do that application as well. So stay tuned. So here I just put my gel top coat on my nail after I filed and washed my hands to get all the dust off. And then here are my gold flakes that I'm going to be using. It's more like a gold sheet, but I'm going to use some tweezers and just like my fingers to break up the gold and make these different shapes that I'm going to apply to the gel coat while it's still kind of wet and tacky. That way it sticks, and I'm going to try and make sure that they're super flat along my nail because I do have to also add a clear layer of acrylic, or if you were doing a dip you would just put on some glue, dip your nail 1 or 2 times to make sure you get a nice sealant. That way when you smooth your nail again, you don't go through the gold and the gold flakes are protected. It's not like the first thing on your nail, because if you didn't have anything over it, they'd probably come off super easily. So that's why we do the nice protectant with the dip or clear acrylic. And you're going to see me try and lay these down flat. It is a little bit tricky. You just got to keep pressing them and keep reapplying the gel top coat to make sure it is nice and like sticking to the nail. this is the encapsulation step where I'm just going to take a real thin layer of clear acrylic and place it on top of the gold flake nail I just did to give it some protection. And on an accident, I did make it too thin near the tip of my thumb, and the gold was kind of sticking up a little bit above the like beige nail I did. So I did have to go back and add a little bit more. But after that is done and the acrylic sets, I'm gonna file it again, do the whole buffing thing, and then I'm going to go in with another layer of the gel top coat and then cure it, and then I will be all done and you guys will be able to see the final look. Okay, so this is the final look of the gold flake nail. I'm gonna try and hold it at different angles so you guys can see the full effects. I'm really happy with how it turned out in the shape and how I kind of like twisted the gold a little bit to give it a little bit of different dimension and layers. And you'll see how I spaced them out. It's kind of up to you for how big or chunky you want them and how close together. I kind of liked how I used different sizes and how it got all put together. But yeah, you can definitely use it on just an accent nail or all of them. I just did my thumb because I was real tired after doing all of it, but you can use up as much as you want. And then yeah, this is the final look.